Hello everybody, Killa here, and today we're going to be looking at a fragrance by the house of Lattafa, and this is called Dur Al Maknoon. Now, as you might have heard, this is a clone of the legendary Aventus. I have Club Dinner Intense here to compare it to. This is currently my favourite clone of Aventus because of that smoky birch patchouli thing going on with this one, which I love. The dry down of this I just love. But this on the other hand, the opening is completely different. If you smelt this opening, Club Dinner Intense man, you got that lemon sort of a harshness in the intro, which is some people don't really like it. I'm not a really big fan of it. The opening of this one, it's got too much of like a lemon zesty vibe. Maybe it's sort of like cleaning product vibe, maybe. But this one, I can honestly say, opens up much nicer. I have tried the Z01 batch of Aventus from 2011, I believe, and that was absolutely gorgeous. It just starts off with this really fizzy birch sort of like pineapple, like fresh fruity pineapple. With that smokiness on the dry down. This I got that sort of same thing. It starts off with this really nice sort of ashy pineapple, which is really nice. It's not synthetic at all, the opening of this. It's quite a natural opening for, you know, how cheap the price is of this fragrance. The only problem about this fragrance, well, a few problems, and it's not really problems that you're going to be probably running into. But first, the top of it, obviously, this comes off like that, the cap does. But if I just pull it off, the whole thing comes off, so you're just left with a sort of, you know, rough looking top. And I usually do that every time now, because every time I pull this off, it usually just comes off like that. So I don't know what that's about. Oh god, even the plastic metal bit have come off now. But there. And another thing, on the internet, I've seen that this actually has a metallic thing here, which it doesn't have on this one. I don't know why it's just printed on my one. Maybe it's because there's different bottles and different variations. Maybe they come up with the one with the metal bit on afterwards. I'm just guessing here. And that's the only reason I can come to, the conclusion I can come to, really. So yeah, I'm going to spray this on my arm and tell you how it smells. So, let's have a look. The spray is not bad. It's just sort of like a puff instead of like a so it's not the best sprayer, but it's not a bad spray either. Okay, so at first now, I'm getting a really nice sort of fresh, I think it's bergamot in here, and there's like a pineapple coming out, like a really nice fresh pineapple. It doesn't really match Aventus's pineapple to my nose. There's a really big difference in the quality of the pineapple note. This one is sort of like, it's not synthetic at all. Well, it is a bit synthetic, okay, I'm going to be honest. It's not really synthetic as, you know, you might think, as the opening of Club Dinner Intense, for example. This has a much better opening, okay? Probably the best opening I've ever smelled for an Aventus clone, okay? Other than Aventus itself, obviously. Yeah, it's starting to get really ashy now. I don't get a smokiness in here. Sure, there's a smokiness in here, okay? But I get a more ash sort of note. Think of like a... yeah, like just an ashy pineapple. The only problem with this fragrance, to my nose, you don't get that really nice smoky patchouli birch thing that you get with this. You don't really get that with this. It's sort of a lighter, fresher, more clean and more ashy, other than smoky and dark. Whereas this is like smoky and dark. Well, to my nose, like a rich patchouli sort of smell you get out of this, which you don't get in this, really. Of course, there is a dry down to this, okay? It's not as good as the opening to my nose, the dry down of this, unfortunately. But it is still a nice dry down. It's quite linear after that first fruity opening. It got quite good longevity and projection. Not as good as this at all. This lasts about a day on me, okay? The whole day is just lasting on me. I've sprayed it on today, actually, and I'm wearing it today. And it's coming off me right now. I can smell it coming off me. But this one, okay, I'd say about 5 to 7 hours of longevity average with like about 3 hours projection, give or take. I don't get a really good performance out of this at all. It's not weak at all, but it's not strong either. And certainly not as strong as Club Dinner Intense. But yeah, that opening, man, is absolutely gorgeous. I get what people say when they say, wow, it smells like that birch pineapple. It's got that pineapple note in there, that freshness that Club Dinner Intense doesn't have. The only way I can describe that dry down is imagine that fresh fruity opening. That sort of dies down completely, and then out comes this sort of, I think it's vanilla, like a vanilla note, but it's sort of got a synthetic edge now that it's drying down a bit. But comparing it to the actual Aventus itself, yeah, it comes close in terms of smell, okay? But in terms of quality and in terms of like compliments and how people perceive the smell, this is just not working for me, okay? It's not coming as close as I'd like it to. And I know now I'm going to give up on the Aventus hype train, probably. I think it ended with this, to be honest. I know there's like a new Aventus clone coming out every bloody week, like, but This is probably my favorite now overall, as you know, okay? I've said this so many times, but yeah, this is my favorite Club de Nuit Intense by Amarth. Out of all the Aventus clones I've tried personally, this is my favorite, okay? Especially out of this and all. If you want a fruitier batch of Aventus and you don't care about a linear fragrance and you don't mind it being, you know, not as strong as Aventus, give this a go. You might love it, okay? Yeah, it starts getting richer now. It does get richer on the dry down, on our signature sort of Aventus richness that comes out in the dry down. I'm sure it's that birch. Yeah, it's getting really richer now. The funny thing is, when I first bought this and I sprayed it on, the first thing it reminded me of was AB Spirit Silver. I think it's AB Spirit Silver by Lamani. And yeah, I've used quite a bit of this juice and all. I got this like a year and a half ago. It doesn't last at all. I'm actually going to compare it. Okay, so Lattafa first. Yeah, quite rich. It's starting to dry down now. You're getting that sort of birchiness in the background and a tiny bit of vanilla's coming out. Yeah, it's really rich. The opening of this. Wow, bloody hell. It's so synthetic now. Now that I'm comparing this to this, I can see how this is much better quality. Imagine this is the real Aventus and this is like the cheapest clone you can find. That's the smell differences here you're gonna get. Well, that's what I'm getting anyway. It's that opening, see, it's really, really alcohol and synthetic with Lamani's AB Spirit. Oh, it's got this sort of plasticky note in there. Like a sort of just gone off, burnt, slightly plastic, chemical, gluey vibe. There's no comparison. And it doesn't even last an hour on my skin. Just, oh, I can't even smell it. It's that bad comparing it to this. And, you know, I used to wear this. So that's just saying something, how better the clones have gone and stuff. But yeah, I highly recommend this if you like the fruity batch of Aventus, especially the Z01 batch if you've tried that. It's not better than a Club de Nuit Intense to my nose, but, you know, if you like the fruity batch, go with this one. If you like the smoky batch, definitely go with this one. And, yeah, that's all I can say about this fragrance, to be honest. I got it for a really cheap price, so I'm not complaining, and yeah, apart from the bloody top coming off. So that's been my review for Lattafa's Dur Al Maknoon, and more reviews coming soon. It is a really nice clone of Aventus. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.